what's up? It's Lakh and welcome back to my channel. So this is part 2 of my brush video. So part 1 is where I showed you guys my face brushes. So if you haven't seen that, then do check that out as well. And so this is part 2, and this is going to be focusing on eye brushes. So everything eye related. And like I said in the first video, I wanted to split them up because I didn't want it to be too much information because it can get a lot. And if you're just learning or just getting into makeup, all these brushes are kind of like, what the heck? So I wanted to split it up into 2 so you guys could take your time and watch them, and watch one and then watch the other, you know, or like watch one and then like 2 days later watch the other one, you know what I mean? But yeah, so I wanted it to be easy for you guys, so I split it up. But yeah, let's just get into it. But before we begin, if you haven't subscribed, then please do subscribe to my channel. And yeah, let's get started. Okay, so first and foremost, I always put MAC paint pot on my eyes to prime my eyes with. And so the brush I use to apply the paint pot with is the Morphe E27, and it looks like this. And I'm just gonna be honest, you don't really need a fancy brush to put the paint pot on with because it's just a base, it's just a primer that you're gonna put on your eyes, so you don't need anything fancy. But since I do always use this brush, I just wanted to show you guys. But however, this brush can also be used as a blending brush, so I'll tell you guys that in a second too. But yeah, this is just what I apply the paint pot with. You can also prime your eyes with concealer, and then if you put your concealer on with a beauty blender, you can just put the concealer on your eye with your beauty blender, or if you put it on with a brush, you can just put the concealer on your eye with the brush as well. So it's not that serious, but I just wanted to show you guys, okay? And then after you prime your eyes, you want to set your eyes so that your eyeshadow has a nice base and it won't crease and the eyeshadows will blend nice and easily. And so what I set my primer with is the M505. And again, this isn't too serious. You don't need this exact brush, you know, but this is just what I set my eyes with. And I usually will just set my eyes with the translucent powder or any kind of flesh toned, white toned eyeshadow. But yeah, this is what it looks like, and it's just nice and fluffy, so I just put it on and then just blend it into my eye. But yeah, not that serious, okay? Okay, so next, finally getting into the important things. So this is my transition brush, okay? And this is one of the most important brushes. And this is a Morphe M441. And I didn't mention this, but these brushes are actually all Morphe brushes because like I said in the first video, they're really affordable and they work really well. So yeah, anyways, this is the M441, and this is my favorite transition blending brush, and it looks like this. This is a white-haired brush, so it'll put on the product really nicely and blend it out really evenly. And so I like this brush as a transition brush because it is nice and fluffy. As you can see here, it's fluffy. You don't want anything too stiff or too dense or anything like that. You want it to be kind of fluffy and nice. So when you're putting those colors into your transition, it's easy to do those little windshield wiper motions and distribute the color and kind of feather it and blend it out. So this is a great blending brush. And then also, I have a couple other blending brushes because sometimes I need more than one brush because I'm doing like, you know, a bunch of colors or something. And also it's just nice to have more than one blending brush handy just in case you need it. So this is the R37, and this looks really, really similar to the first one. They're basically identical almost. This is just the rose gold collection. But yeah, again, it's a white-haired brush and it's fluffy, so everything's gonna blend nice and easily once you're in there, once you're in that crease. It's gonna be nice and easy to feather it and blend it on there. So yeah, this is another good one. They're both pretty much the same, so if you're only looking for one, I would say either one would work really nicely. And then here's another blending brush, and this I will use once I have the core of my eyeshadow on it and I'm kind of towards the end and I just want to blend out the edges, kind of feather out the edges of everything so everything kind of ties in together. I'll go in with this brush, and it's the M504, and it looks like this. And so this is a synthetic blending brush, and it's also nice and fluffy. It kind of has a dome shape here. I don't know if you can tell. It kind of tapers upward like this. But yeah, this one I'll just use at the end to blend out the edges and make sure everything looks nice and seamless. So this is also a really good blending brush like the other ones. Okay, so moving along to the outer crease colors. So typically when you're doing an eyeshadow, you'll have your transition and then you'll put a darker color in your outer V area. So the brush I use to kind of pack on the color onto my outer V is the Morphe R39, and it looks like this. I used this today, so it's green. But yeah, so this is what it looks like, and it's also white haired. And this, I'll just pick up the eyeshadow and I'll place the product onto my outer V. This does a really nice job of applying that shadow there, because with outer V colors, you want to place them first and then start blending them out, because you don't want to do it all in one, because it can get kind of messy and then the color won't show up as much as you want it to. And so this is a nice way to place it first, and then you go in with a blending brush and blend it out. So then the blending brush I use for my outer V is the M433, and it looks like this. So this is another white haired brush, and so this is different from the blending brushes, because I don't know if you'll be able to tell on camera, but this one kind of goes upward more like this, and it's more thin, and the blending brush is more fluffy all around. It has kind of that dome tapered shape, so this is more fluffy. But then this one, the outer V one, is kind of more skinny and just goes upward like this, rather than this one is a dome shape and feathers out. And so this is what I like to use to blend out my outer V color. And so the color that I already have placed from the other brush, I'll go in with this one and then start to blend it out like this. And this does a really great job of blending in that area, because it's not as big as the other transition shade blending brushes. It's smaller, and the shape allows you to really get in there nicely and then just blend out that outer V without transferring it everywhere else onto your eye. So this is a really good one for that purpose. And then next, once you have all your blending done, you have your transition shades laid down and you have your outer V color laid down, then you want to put your lid shade on. And so my favorite lid packer brush is the M167, and it looks like this. This is my absolute favorite lid packing brush, because it just does such a good job. So as you can see, this one I used today also, so it's green. But so yeah, as you can see, it's nice and packed together, so the bristles are all together, so it's not gonna move anywhere. And I like the shape of this. It has that dome shape at the top, if you can see there, and it just fits so nicely on the eye. So I just take my color and then I'll wet it with Fix Plus, and then it just fits so nicely on here. And obviously your lid color is something you have to kind of carefully place, and this brush does a really good job of not messing it up, not dragging it too much. It's not too big where it covers more than your lid space, but it's not too small where you're kind of putting on the color for days. So it's really nice, and it just fits so nicely, and it pats on the color really well. So this is a really good packer brush. And I also have another one. This is the Morphe G20, and this is the packer brush that I used to use before this one. But this one also works good, but I just really prefer the M167 a lot more. But just to show you guys another option, this is the G20, and it's also a lid packer brush, and it looks like this. So this one is just a little bit different. As you can see, the sizes are a bit different. This one is kind of wider and has that dome shape, and this one kind of just goes straight up and is not that wide. But yeah, this one does a good job. I mean, I used this so much before I got my other one, so obviously it is a really good brush. But yeah, this one does a nice job of getting in there. It's not too big, so it's easy to work with, and it gets right in there and packs it on. So this one is a good one as well. I just prefer this one a lot more since I discovered this one. Okay, so next is my pencil brush, and this is the E36. And so this brush you could use for a lot of different things. I typically use this for my inner corner highlight and then to highlight my brow bone with. And I love this brush to do those things with. You can also use this pencil brush to put on your lower lash line shadow like this. I don't really use it for that purpose, but you could very well use it for that. But yeah, this is what the brush looks like a little bit close up. It's very small and petite and really cute, but it does a really good job of adding that color in there. So I'll just take my highlighter, and it just fits in there so perfectly. And I have never used any other brush to put my inner corner highlight with, because this is just perfect. It's not too big, because the inner corner is not that big of an area, so you can't use a huge brush. And so this brush is nice, it's tiny, and it's compact, so the colors aren't gonna go flying everywhere, and you could just place it right there and then keep adding more and more and more. And same thing for right here. For my brow highlight, I just put it in and then kind of blend it downwards, and it's just a great brush. I really like this brush. And then next for the lower lash line, so this is the Morphe M432 and it looks like this. So this is a really tiny flat top brush, and the purpose of this brush is to put liner really closely, to pack it really closely onto your lash line. So if you want to create that kind of eyeliner effect without actually using an eyeliner but instead using an eyeshadow, this brush is really good for that. So you just take the color. I usually will take a really dark brown or sometimes a black eyeshadow, and I'll dip it in and then I'll just place it really close to my lash line, like really close in there, and then I'll kind of blend it in together. And this does a really nice job because it's so flat at the top and it's also very skinny. It's a very skinny brush, so it does a nice job of getting in there really nice and tight. So it creates that eyeliner effect without getting it all messy. So yeah, this is a really good brush for that reason. And then the last brush is the M506 and it looks like this. And so this is a baby blender brush and I use this for the lash line eyeshadow. So after I put on that dark color right close to my lash line, I'll use this brush, so this tiny cute little blender brush, and I'll take whatever color I want to put there, and then I'll use this to kind of blend everything together. So I'll blend that kind of liner color I had and then the color I put on this brush, and I'll blend it under my lash line. And this does a really nice job because it's really tiny, but it's not as dense as the inner corner highlight brush that I have because it does move. It is a little tiny mini blender brush, whereas this one is very stiff and it's not. And so this is why this is really nice for the lower lash line, because it'll blend all those colors you have down there really nicely without putting them everywhere. So yeah, this is a good one. And yeah guys, so that's it for the eyeshadow brushes. I hope that was helpful for you guys, and I hope you guys enjoyed watching. And if you were looking for eyeshadow brushes, whether you're getting started or you're just looking for new ones, I hope this was helpful for you guys. And if you have any questions or comments, then please do leave that for me down below. And if you do try any of these brushes, then also let me know in the comments down below. And yeah, I really hope you guys enjoyed it, and please don't forget to subscribe to my channel before you leave, and I'll see you guys next time.